Sophia. So today is going to be a solo episode for the single ladies who are ready to meet their husband, mate, partner, whatever you call this person, you're ready to meet them. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I'm going to offer because I've been talking to several women. And I've been getting a general pattern of things coming up. So I'm hearing I'm too old, I don't fit, I'm not perfect enough. And that one was a lot. I'm not perfect enough. And then I have low self-esteem. I don't know if I'm actually worth a healthy relationship. And I feel discarded. So some of this came from a woman that I was working with. And just to hear that made me so sad, because she was in a long term relationship and the person left. And she said she felt discarded. She felt like no one was going to want her. And at her age, she said she felt just out of place. And all she knew is that she wanted to start dating again and to meet her next partner. But the thing is, what she was telling me were some of the things that I have heard before. But from her particularly, she said, I have low self esteem. And so I asked her, well, what do you think about men? And she said, well, I think men are strong and they're providers and they're the rock and they're great leaders. So she didn't have anything negative to say about men. But at the same time, some of her beliefs around herself would prevent her from actually meeting somebody who was a good fit for her. And the other thing she said is she wanted to be able to be more available and approachable. So after listening to her and just several other women that I've spoken to who are over 40, single, and she right now is 60. So after hearing all these different patterns and beliefs, and yet the desire to have a mate, I decided to put together a program, Be Soulmate Ready, because a lot of times when we're talking about wanting a partner, we're not actually ready for said partner. So if you met that perfect person for you, because obviously there is no perfect person, but if you met the perfect person for you, would you have the capacity to hold the kind of relationship that you want? Would you have the skills to hold the relationship that you want? And when it comes down to it, would you have the desire to really hold the relationship that you say you want? And the reason I bring that up is because sometimes when we say we want something and it's not happening, there's what we call in psychology a secondary gain. So there is a reason underneath why we what why we're not getting what we say we want because we might not really want it. Or there's something else that even though we do want what we say we want, there's something else that is actually more of a priority. So let's say, oh, I really want my mate, right? Yes. And then on the other hand, you're saying, but I want to protect my peace. So there's a whole underlying thing saying, if I have a mate, my peace is going to be disturbed. So that's a secondary gain because you want to hold your peace in higher regard than holding a relationship. And the truth is, with the right person, they can contribute to your peace. They don't have to disturb your peace, right? And then another one might be, I am living happily single right now, and I don't have to think about anybody else. I can go do what I want, when I want, how I want, and just love it, right? Whereas if I have someone in my life, then all of a sudden I'm going to have to start thinking about this other person. And maybe I just don't want to blow up my life to have somebody else in it. So that is a secondary gain because you love your life the way it is. And you feel like if you are with someone, that will completely blow up your life. But here's the thing, it may actually blow up your life, but in a good way, because then you get to put it back together the way you want it to be with another person. So while you're thinking about all these other things, or maybe you're thinking, I don't want to lose my freedom because right now I do, like I said, I do what I want, how I want. And if there's somebody else there, I might lose that freedom. But again, if you find the person who is right for you and you're discerning about who you're with and you have the conversations ahead of time, that person may even allow you. And when I say allow, I don't mean allow as in permission. I mean just um, give space for you to have even more freedom. And it depends on what that freedom is for you. Is it time freedom? Is it financial freedom? Whatever freedom it is that you have that you're afraid you could lose, this person could actually be somebody who creates space for even more freedom. So I'm just giving a few examples of what some of the secondary gains are to not actually getting what you want. Just and even putting it in a different context. Say, releasing weight or losing weight, depending on your language, right? You might say, "Gosh, I really want to lose weight." And you start on the journey and the pounds start coming off, the inches start coming off, and you start feeling really good and you feel like you look amazing and people are complimenting you. And all of a sudden, you notice how you start to sabotage and you notice how the weight is coming back on. And sometimes the secondary gain for not keeping the weight off is safety because you may not want the attention that you're getting because at some point in life it wasn't safe. Or some trauma may have happened and you put on an extra layer of armor, i.e., fat, as protection. So when you start to lose that, then you start to feel unsafe because you don't have that layer of protection. But here's the thing, it's a new identity that you're creating, that you're stepping into. You're creating the identity of a thin person. Or in this case, when it comes to a relationship, you're creating the identity of the woman in a healthy relationship. So there is some identity switch to happen. There is belief to be changed. And then there's desire to actually know what you want because you could always say, yeah, I want to be in this relationship, but then you've never stopped to say, well, it looks like this, and I feel like this, and here are some of the things that we do, and here are some of the things maybe I do on my own. So we haven't broken it down. I mean, a lot of people have a list of what he needs to be, what he needs to look like, and it's all outside of you, not really taking into consideration exactly what you want. So in this program, Get Soulmate Ready, and it's in 4 short weeks, we meet weekly and we start with actual awareness. Because if things are in your blind spot, you can't see them. And what you can't see, you can't solve for, right? And then we start to look at aligning with our desire. So, what is it that we really want? And then we're going to be taking action. So, this is courageous action that you have to take in order to actually move forward. So, for me, what I can tell you is that I have done a lot of work. I have worked with several coaches to move through a lot of things from my past and not even my distant past, some of my recent past and things that I've gone through. And just looking at that and working on myself and still putting myself out there. And what I've realized is through this work, I am attracting a different type of man. I am attracting, just in general, a different level of vibration from people, just because I'm being more available and I am taking action. It's all come together. So when I look at who's coming to me now, completely different than who was coming to me before and completely better. And so I want to be able to share that with at least 10 courageous women who know that they are ready. They're ready for their mate. They want their mate, and they just need to take the next steps. And they want accountability. They want to be with like minded people. And that is what I'm offering. So if this sounds like you, if you can resonate with any part of it, then let me know. I would love to hear from you. And you can send me a DM at Create Life Your Way on Instagram, or you can send me a message, an email message, and just let me know that you're interested in hearing more about this program and seeing if we're a good fit. I mean, it's 4 short weeks. And there's so much that we can accomplish in these 4 weeks. And I'm so excited about this program. And I'm so excited to work with you. It's like I can't wait to see what happens within the 4 weeks and see how things change for you as you do the work, as you take the action, and as you actually know what it is that you want. So I'm excited. I am excited, and I would love to hear from you. So like I said, I'm looking for at least 10 courageous women who are ready to dive into the deep end and get soulmate ready. So anyways, that's all I have for you today. I just really want to let you know that this is coming up. Um, I hope to start the cohort toward the end of September. So please reach out to me now because space is going to be limited because I really want to be able to spend a lot of time with each person within the cohort and just watch you flourish. It's it's just the thought of it is so exciting because I know how my life has changed and how my choices have changed, and I want that for you. I want that for you. So anyway, until we talk again, have a beautiful day. All right. Bye.